82% of small business owners say that they lay awake at night worrying. Worrying about cash flows and customer issues and accountants and all the rest of it. That's a UK survey from this year, a 10-year high, and it seems indicative of many, many countries. Because if you can relate to that, you already know what that lack of sleep is costing you the next day at work. Last week, I discussed the shape, SHAPE, of your business, where I mentioned sleep, hunger, ambition, purpose, and exercise, each one having a vital role on how you perform at work and how you manage, direct, lead your work the next day. So today I'm going to tackle sleep and in much more detail. And I've got to smile because during the recent World Cup, I stayed up watching many late matches, and the next morning, useless. Couldn't concentrate, foggy all day. And I compare that to a weekend afternoon nap, where you wake up sharp, alert, ready to go. What's the connection for you and for your business? In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down why good sleep drives business performance, what the science actually says, and I'm going to give you 5 tips that you can use tonight to sleep better, and then hang around at the end of this video because there'll be a bonus thought. Before we dive in, just to set the picture straight, I'm Michael Horesh with Shari Wright Pillow, my co-founder of the 172 Group. We help business owners move from stuck to scalable, from firefighting every day to leading their teams. Now, if that resonates with you, please hit subscribe because we publish a new video like this at least once a week. I've mentored literally hundreds of business owners over the years, from new immigrants to Israel, to building their first company, to founders closing deals, literally closing deals with Fortune 500 companies. The pattern I see in almost all of them is that before they get unstuck, they're running on empty. Sleep is the one input nobody puts on their business plan, and it costs them, and it's probably costing you. So let's just do a little quick scientific background here. A 2023 survey or study out of, I think it was Indiana University, published in the Journal of Applied Psychologists, tracked employees' sleep for a month and found that when their sleep quality improved, their work outcomes improved along with it. Not a guess, it was a controlled experiment. Now, separately, deep sleep is when your brain runs its own sort of cleanup operation, clearing out waste products, whatever those chemicals are, that build up during the day. I repeat, this is a clear out. Now, just as you need to be able to see your daily task load with clarity, you don't want that fogged by clutter. Your brain is doing the same thing. So let's give you 5 tips. Tip number 1, how many hours should you sleep? Now, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a neurologist, I can't tell you the correct number for you. And I hear now on many podcasts different numbers offered from the experts. One thing I do know is that when I hit 6.5 hours of good sleep, most nights a week, say 5-6 night times a week, I am on top of the world. It's a number that matters more than the discipline, if I can put it that way. So what I've learned to do is I diarize my meetings, obviously, but I'm also beginning to diarize, believe it or not, the amount of time that I get to sleep so that I can the next day do battle, so to speak, with clients and get fully engaged with them. Tip number 2. Kill the light, I call it. An hour before bed, try to throw away your phone. Stop watching TV, maybe. No laptop screening. Get those little red lights out of the bedroom. I've got a piece of equipment, a small red light that's visible actually from my bed. So I've learned to turn it off now every night. It's those small things they make a real difference. They lead to quality sleep. Now, tip number 3, I've got to admit, is to do with breathing. Now, I'm not big on meditation and breathing patterns and things like that. However, I want to share with you this one beautiful exercise that I have learned over the years. I breathe in deeply, fairly deeply, hold the breath for about 4 or 5 seconds, and then breathe out as much as I can, very hard for about 5 or 6 seconds. And I repeat that 5 times. I don't do it every night. I do it on those nights where I'm wired, I'm sort of a little stressed and running through those days' problems. And I can tell you, every time I do this, or just about every time I do this exercise, I'm asleep within minutes, and good sleep as well, strong sleep. Tip number 4, eating better. Diet affects sleep more than most people think. It's a big enough topic, so I'm going to devote a whole video to it on its own. But one quick thought. Some sleep experts will tell you to cut down on alcohol completely. Now, as opposed to that, my wife, for example, enjoys a small glass of red wine before she goes to bed. Now, I'm certainly not going to tell my wife what to drink, and I'm not going to stop her from drinking. But it's up to you to really actually work out, is alcohol good for you, assuming you drink a little bit every now and again? Is it good for you late at night? It seems to work differently on different people. Tip number 5 is gratitude. Before going to bed, a lot of people advise that you name what you're grateful for that day, whether it be the weather, whether it be the client that turned up, or what have you. Simple, well-known things that work. But here I want to upgrade on that, and this is the sort of bonus of this video. I was recently urged to listen to one of those TED Talks by Kristin Neff, if I pronounce her name correctly, on the theme of self-compassion, how you relate to yourself with kindness. Now, briefly, there are 3 parts to this. You treat yourself the way you treat someone else, or the way you'd want someone else to treat you. You stay with what's actually happening inside you instead of spiraling out into sort of all kinds of hidden thoughts in your head and hidden voices in your head. Actually stay with the moment, and then drop that self-criticism. We sort of somehow been taught that self-criticism may be something that should motivate us, when actually more often than not, it's actually just keeping us awake. You will not be lowering your standards, and this is vital to understand. You will not be lowering standards by getting rid of that self-criticism and getting through to that, what I would call that self-compassion. It's a case of removing meaningless noise, harmful noise, spiteful noise at times, that stops you from executing on what you want to be doing, which is sleeping. So 2 minutes of self-compassion just before sleep, and then you wake up in the morning without headaches and probably relaxed and definitely more ready to fly into business, your business day. So here's the real question. If better sleeps get you towards a sharper brain, faster decision-making, less need to do all that firefighting, what are you prepared to give up for that? One late night? One doom scroll session on your phone? What are you prepared to give up for quality sleep? Now, if you want help turning this and everything else that's keeping you stuck into a real plan for your business, that's exactly what we do at the 172 Group. So book a call with us. And if this video was useful, please subscribe. We put out a new video like this, roughly speaking, once a week, sometimes twice a week, just what actually helps you to move your business forward. See you next time.